When I see men in their 20s and 30s who are attracted to women twice their age, I can't help but wonder if they're going through a rough patch in their lives or if they're just oblivious to the trap they're stepping into. Whenever I see this, I can't help but wonder. Either they have a peculiar sexual attraction to older women or they are so financially strapped that they are unable to date anyone their own age. There are two possible explanations for this phenomenon. On the other hand, this is how I legitimately feel about it. Let's take a look at the cultural milieu that has contributed to the phenomenon of men being unable to avoid dating women who have been deemed leftover. To begin, it is the responsibility of men, traditionally speaking, to ensure the well-being and security of their female counterparts. It really shouldn't come as a surprise to you that those closest to you care about women's safety and happiness in their relationships, and that this concern is not motivated solely by the fact that it is beneficial to men. The government acknowledges the importance of extending assistance to women, and the existing student loan program is one way it can do so. In this regard, the rescue operation serves as a model for other similar endeavors to look up to. Concerning the importance of coming to this realization, women are aware that they project an image of strength and independence to the world. Without receiving some kind of assistance along the way, it is impossible to achieve success in the real world. The fact that these women are dependent on other people is not, however, a reason for society to judge or stigmatize them in any way. Because of this, there are those who believe that 45 is the new 25, due to the fact that it is possible for older women to still appear attractive. Widespread, without it, individuals risk being homeless and increased reliance on the welfare system. Doing so would swiftly deplete revenues for programs such as Social Security and others meant to assist people who are in need. Widespread, without it, individuals risk being homeless and increased reliance on the welfare system. The federal government of the United States is responsible for when there is only one person in a financially precarious situation, the government is hesitant to provide assistance out of fear that it will damage the effectiveness of such programs. There is a tendency among the women in her social circle to speak up for her with the men. As a result, there are more females than males in this population. The reason for this is that there are significantly more women than men. The question that needs to be answered, however, is what exactly it is that they do. They make fun of him because he likes to hang out with young women in their 20s, and he doesn't seem to mind. And the reason he wants to date women in their late teens and early 20s is cited as the basis for their efforts to stop and control him by labeling him with various illnesses and filing complaints. In other words, they are trying to stop him from dating women in their late teens and early 20s so that they can have more power over him. However, it is important to emphasize that older women who date younger men are generally supported and encouraged by society. This is especially true in the United States. The fact that such behavior is unbecoming of a lady should probably go without saying, but it is important to emphasize nonetheless. This is the truth, and it doesn't change unless the lady in question is independently wealthy. Because it is common knowledge that women are terrible with money, you need to make preparations now to ensure that she will be provided for financially when she is older. Men will always be attracted to women because they have the ability to use makeup to make themselves look several years younger than they actually are. You younger women need to keep in mind that the older men in society are the ones who are the primary breadwinners and providers in the society. Remember this in the event that all of the wealthy single men your age who are interested in dating younger women make the decision to do so. If young men only dated other young people, there would be no way for society to afford to assist those who have recently become single. Women who have taken time off to raise children are among those who are making a comeback to the workforce. Additionally, there are many self-assured and self-sufficient women who have never placed an emphasis on relationships but are now finding love. The intangible obstacles of financial insecurity and the lack of a partner's availability make life difficult for single women living in today's society. The most fundamental challenges that contemporary single women must contend with are those that are connected to their inadequate financial security and the dearth of suitable romantic partners. The United States already suffers from a severe lack of men, and if all of the women were mandated to wed much younger men, the problem would only become even more severe. This is due to the fact that there are not enough men in the United States to provide for all of the country's women in an adequate manner. They have found that shaming men into staying away from a market that is saturated with younger women is an effective way to achieve their goal of increasing the proportion of available males in the population. This is because they have discovered that the market is saturated with younger women. The goal is to increase the percentage of men who are not in a committed relationship and who do not have a partner. People will say things to you like she's young enough to be your daughter or you're a pervert for wanting that young 22-year-old woman. People will also call you a pervert for wanting a young woman. It's possible for you to subscribe to both of these points of view at the same time now that you've entered a period of transition. Why would you want to put yourself in such a vulnerable position by dating a woman who is not only significantly older than you but also significantly younger? She is only interested in gaining something financially from you, and it is likely that this something will not amount to very much. As if only women, or only more experienced women, are capable of doing this. If you pay close attention to what is being said, you should be able to determine who is making these comments. To you is to prevent you from engaging in conversation with young women who may try to dispose of their used 304's byproducts with you as a garbage collector. Men who don't date the second to last chance women put themselves in an awkward position. It's almost as if you ladies believe that if they don't go out with you, they'll eventually come to the conclusion that you don't have any sexual appeal. Because men would never settle for less than ideal partners if they knew what they were getting themselves into, and because women would never settle for less than ideal men. Despite the illusion of value that is perpetuated by society, men who are content with women who are less than ideal will always attract the least desirable of these women. This is the case no matter what. Many women who have reached a certain age believe that if the social norms that are prevalent today are allowed to persist, younger women will be pursued by men who are a significant amount of years older than they are. How can you consider that a victory if other men managed to get them when they were at the pinnacle of their powers, but you managed to get her when she was on the decline? She was absolutely stunning when she was at the peak of her beauty. The other men in the area couldn't help but make grabs for her when they saw them. Is it truly a success to have paid the increased monthly maintenance cost in order to obtain the version of this woman who needs Botox and makeup in order to look presentable? While you're getting to know the real her, it's important for her that they appear presentable. While you are obtaining them, she requires that they maintain a presentable appearance. Are you able to understand what it is that I am attempting to say by saying that? When she was younger and more desirable, she was sold to other men for a lower price. These sales occurred earlier in her life. Depending on the ages of the children and whether or not their biological mothers are still residing with them, it is possible that you will be required to assist in the financial support of the children that the women you sleep with already have from previous relationships.